Hi, everybody. Namaste. Welcome. Welcome. My name is Sadhana. I'm an intuitive reader and healer. And Tuesdays, I'm here, most Tuesdays, doing live readings at around noon Pacific. And today, I've just been thinking about the energetic shifts that are happening. And I really feel like, excuse me, I just need to. I know that's not very good. In the next couple of days. So over the next 2 days, we have, and even this afternoon, some major shifts going on. So the fact that Mars is moving into Aries is significant. This is the beginning of a whole new cycle. And I hope you're feeling this shift in energy away from a sense of heaviness and doing so much work. It's almost as if, I don't know, when I was thinking about these readings today and how I was going to approach the readings, it's like we're taking off a very heavy winter coat, and it's time to hang up that very heavy winter coat and to allow yourself to be revealed. This is time. It is time. I don't want to say the work is done, because the work is never done, but you've done a lot. You've done a lot. And now this is your moment. This is a moment to shine. And I want to dive into that today in the readings. So in the description box below, which I will just refer to for a moment, I suggested a few questions. And of course, these are just guidelines, and this is an underlying energy that I will work with throughout the hour. But here are some inspirations. This is a time to allow strength and courage and independence to flourish, okay? While Mercury is still retrograde in Gemini, it trines Jupiter tomorrow, which is a really powerful energy coming together. And today, this afternoon, Mars begins a new 2-year cycle. And this could start to feel very, very productive. And I need to be very mindful of excessive fire energy. But this is so inspiring for me that we're at this precipice of finally, right? Finally, something new is beginning to emerge. Are you ready to embrace new solutions, new ideas? Are you ready to step out and step forward and let some of this emotional baggage, and are you ready to let the difficult experiences be? I don't want to say we leave them behind, because they're always with us, but it's like you emerge from the you're emerging from the swamp. That's what I'm feeling. I want to show you this picture. I know some of you might know this deck, but the 8 of Cups card in the Tarot of the She is just what came to mind. And in this 8 of Cups card, there is a figure emerging from a swamp. And it's super powerful. Actually, this is a great card. I might use this deck today. I wasn't planning on it at all. This is the card here. And you know, those hands that are coming up, maybe there's a sense of neediness from other people, that it's time. You know what? You are the most important person, and it's time for you to step forward. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an oracle card. I have the Wild Woman Enchanted on the table. So I'm going to draw you a Wild Woman Enchanted card if you identify as female. If you don't identify as female, I have the Lumina. No, what's it called? The Alchemist. The Connected and Free Alchemist Oracle on the table. So yeah. Okay. And then I'll do 3 cards, and I suggested some questions, but of course, if you've already posted a question, I'll answer your question. Where and how am I being asked to have more courage? Who am I, and how might I recognize this new version of myself as I emerge into this new season? And what do I truly need? Or what do I truly need to pay attention to? Okay, so welcome. I didn't say hi to everybody, but let's just, Ruchi was first in the door before I came on, and Tamian, Joel, welcome. Joseph, Patricia, hello. Mira and Saskia, welcome. Donna, hello, lovely Donna. Marcella, Dee, Diana, hello. I haven't seen you for a while. And who else is here? Irene is here. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so Ruchi is first. Let us go to Ruchi. How am I going to do this? Because I need to keep those questions handy. Oh my goodness, I've got so many windows open. Okay. Bear with me. Sorry. I need to, okay, there we go. Okay. Hopefully that'll work. All right, so I'm going to draw a single oracle for Ruchi. And then I will pull 3 cards. So please hold light and space for Ruchi as we ask what her higher self wants her to know. This is an out-of-print deck. It was created by a woman who lives very close to where I am now. All right. Ruchi. All right. Oh, that's a lovely way to start. Compassion. Compassion. All right. And I'm shuffling the Stunning. This is the Stunning Tarot. All right. What does Ruchi's higher self want her to know? The highest frequency of the heart space. Highest frequency of the heart space is compassion. And Ruchi, I think these questions feel really inspired. So of course, this message is through your higher self. And so the first question has to do with courage. Where are you being asked to have more courage? This is not, this deck doesn't feel right. Just let me, I'm going to change decks. I thought because of the warrior suit, I would use that deck, but it's not right. Okay. Ruchi. And Ruchi, I feel this is about compassion for self-compassion. Now look at this. Okay, so this is the light seers. Look at this interesting courage to express, courage to feel, courage to express. So courage to release, courage to let go. We have a theme going on here. I'm so glad I changed decks. So we have a heart, a heart, a heart. Okay, and then we have the karma card. All right, so let's look at this here. The second question was, how might I recognize this new version of myself? And you know what I'm sensing, Ruchi, is that you haven't felt love, you haven't felt compassion for some time. And I don't know if you know the movie The Wizard of Oz. And I was just thinking about the Tin Man and about the heart. Not that you are a Tin Man, Ruchi, but I feel like you haven't given yourself the message from spirit is that you haven't given yourself permission to feel for a very long time, which I wonder what you've been doing deep in the waters of Pisces. If you haven't been feeling, because it can be really, really overwhelming. So perhaps you have been navigating in a way that at a distance or something, but as you come into I want to say the heat of this Mars in Aries energy, your heart wants to start beating again. Your heart wants to start beating again. And what I'm feeling here is that a softer and more feminine, gentler, I feel like we've had a reading like this not too long ago, version of yourself is ready to emerge. Is there an aspect of, so that it's like I was talking about taking off the winter coat. There's a lightness of being around you that has been protected for a very long time. And it's time for you time for you to shine. It's time for you to shine. What do you need to recognize? You need to recognize that what you truly need is to know that it is part of your path to love. It is part of your path to feel. And this doesn't necessarily mean with a partner, but this means allowing the tenderness of all emotion to, I don't know, it's like bring the sweetness and the softness. This is you. Your heart is busting open. It's breaking forth. It's like, I am tired of holding back. And I choose to not hold back anymore. I am going to express myself. I am going to share how I feel. I'm going to show how I'm going to feel. I'm going to dance how I feel. And this is my karma. This is my justice. It is time for me to regain a balance that I haven't known because I have been suppressing my feelings, because I have been holding back. Okay, so it's time. It's time. Thank you. Your heart is light, and your heart will be weighed lightly, you know? All right. How do I better deal with my anger and my Mars energy? Okay. Let's hold space for Marcella. And if I'm still not getting your name right, please type it out, the pronunciation again. I know I was calling you Marcella. You said it was Marcella, but I have a feeling there was another vowel or something I was not getting right. So let me know. Okay. The yogis teach us, Marcella, that it is through service. It is through selfless service that we can burn through a lot of this fire. So the anger that you are feeling is your solar plexus chakra overactive, unable to process whatever is triggering that fire. And one of the fastest ways to deal with it is to not to volunteer because you want to fix yourself, but to volunteer to move into an opportunity of selfless service so that you on your soul journey can heal. And through the act of selfless service, we are silent. We observe our thoughts. We observe the responses to the things that we are asked to do. And we step back out of our own way. So yeah, if you have an opportunity to do that, I highly recommend it. All right, so this oracle card is for Marcella. Peace. And remember that you don't want to douse it with water. You want to learn to manage it, to be aware of its potential. So the fire that is emerging through you has tremendous potential, and perhaps it will be easier to manage astrologically as we move through this next couple of years. So it might on its own take care of itself as well too. Now, isn't this interesting? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Water, water, fire. Okay. How do I better deal with my anger and my Mars energy? I want to say to know that, to acknowledge, what if you were to celebrate your anger instead of wanting to douse it with water? what if you could ask rather, how can I transform my anger into something productive? So I suggested selfless service is one way. But that anger, if it is channeled, can be something very creative and inspiring for others. And with the moon card and the four of cups showing up here, I suspect that you have or may have turned 180 degrees from depression to anger and back again at different times in your life. And this is simply a challenged Manipura chakra that so desperately wants to come into balance. So there's a few steps that are involved, but one of the most important ones is letting go little by little of control, needing to know all the time, needing to over planning, to be in charge. And you can still step in and be the leader from time to time, but by not having to hold the reins all the time, you're going to be a little uncomfortable, but this is what is called for at this time. So learning how to be receptive is a practice. And it's funny with that Four of Cups card there. I hear this little story emerging. So this girl is sitting here with the singing bowls and it's like, well, if I learn how to play my singing bowls, I will become more enlightened. I will become more peaceful. And she's sitting there going, "Oh my God, this is so not me. This is not what I want to do." It's almost as if she is she's forced something upon herself. And what we see on the right side of that picture is the presence of magic, the presence of spirit, just being there. We don't have to do anything with it. We don't have to control it or organize it. There's a few messages coming through for you here. Or have you commented at all? I'm just going to look. Yeah. So how do I better deal with my Mars energy? You rechannel it through service to others. You focus on others. You focus on your own healing. And step by step, you release um, that need to always know, to be in control. The first card I drew for you was peace. Peace. Yeah. I have Mars in Pisces in my natal chart. So Mars has been in Pisces for a long time. And I can see that your Mars wanting to get out of the water, wanting to shine. And that's kind of the theme of what I was talking about today. So naturally, this will take care of itself. But the right action for you is to, yeah, find if you don't already, you might already volunteer. So it might be the idea of shifting the reason for it or the way that you do it. It's not so that you will be recognized as the volunteer of the year. That's very egotistical. You want to volunteer so that your soul will know another experience, that you can continue to evolve and grow and burn through some karma and burn this fire in another way. Okay. Hello to Christina. Welcome. Welcome. All right. I'm going to very interesting energy that's arising today. This deck, by the way, that I have on the table here is called, it's an oracle deck. It's called the Wild Woman Enchanted. And I believe that you can do card draws on the creator's website. It's called Wild Woman Enchanted. It is currently out of print, and I don't think it will ever come into print again. But it's a really beautiful deck, and I hadn't had it out in a long time, and it just felt right for today. So thank you for. Don't be angry that I'm using an out of print deck. The creator's name is Elizabeth. I'll remember to link it later if you can't find it. All right. So Donna, thank you. Tammy Ann is next. And I believe she has a YouTube channel as well too, and she used to. I think it's still up. She's a lovely soul. This is for Tammy Ann. Is this space? Space? This to me feels like it's leading the conversation or adding to the previous conversation. There is freedom in space. There is freedom in silence. There is freedom in non-action. There is, I want to say that we can be closer to spirit. We can be, so there's something about creating emptiness, creating nothingness. And I know we don't create that, but in the busyness of our lives, to find silence, to find space is really, really challenging. Dee, did I say hello to you? Welcome if I didn't. And Elena, hello. Oh, thank you, Dee. Elizabeth McLeod. Yes. Okay, so how is Tammy Ann being asked to have more courage? How is Tammy Ann being asked to have more courage? Self-love, self-recognition, honoring all that you have, all that you are, honoring your earthiness, your femininity, honoring your successes, recognizing, counting your blessings, seeing the abundance around you. So what does this mean about having courage when the Nine of Pentacles shows up? It means being okay with yourself exactly as you are, and um, knowing that you are perfect. You are, 9 is a perfect number. 9 is the triple three, nine of pentacles. It's the most integrated 9. It is wise, it is full, it is whole. So have the courage to recognize that you are whole. Have the courage to recognize that you are already, um, everything you need is already there. And perhaps that is why the void card showed up here. And I almost see the 2 of Pentacles as being in the void. If there was an opportunity, when I see this card, I think of somebody out on the beach. And when there's a particular beach that I'm thinking of, where the beach is long and wide and the wind is always blowing, and you can go out on the beach and hold your arms out wide and spin around and feel the transformative possibility of the element of air. The intention for the second position was, how might I recognize this new version of myself? She gives herself permission to do wild and crazy things. She gives herself permission to be alone, to be to I don't know how to say this in any other way. It's like you go out into the world and you truly, for the first time in a long time, feel like, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm and I'm okay with myself. I'm okay with myself exactly as I am. To honor your high priestess, these 2 cards feel very connected, the void and the high priestess, the space that is created in the 2 of Pentacles, the acknowledgement, the recognition of the movement, the moving of energy is part of your healing. It almost feels like this is just a time to step back and go, wow, cool. Look what I've done. Look what I have. Look who I am. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. You are, you are, you are dialed in. You are an inspiration. And the freedom that you seek is available. It's right there. It's right there. Okay. So sit with that. It's really beautiful, Tamian. It's really beautiful. Okay. I think Mira's comment is important to heed. So for those of you that read the tarot, you know that Mars in Aries is reflected in the Emperor. It's also reflected in the Tower card. So This is very powerful energy. And so have a look at this card. Have a look at this card. This card is called Power. It's very powerful energy. And so when I think of the Tower card, its potential is a fresh start. There is an emergence that comes with this Tower energy. Embracing, this thing just jumped. Embracing that sense of power and fiery energy comes with a responsibility and a mindfulness that is very, very necessary. And a couple of weeks ago, was it last week, we talked about all the re's that are necessary when Mercury is in retrograde, the reevaluation, the rethinking, the replanning, the redesigning. So that mindfulness is enhanced right now. There's potential for greatness to emerge. There's also a Pluto transit coming up that's very important as well, too. So this is big, but Mira's definitely right. We don't want to let this strong, fiery energy get out of control. And one of the things that I just thought of with Mira's comment is that this courage might be represented by someone who has been in the background coming forward and resolving political issues, or stepping forth and speaking out in a forum in a way they never have before. I feel like we are going to see new public figures, or a new kind of public figure that will not tolerate some of the things that have been going on now. So yes, you're right, but it also has great, great potential. Elena is next. Okay, let me find Elena. Thank you for that reminder, Donna. Elena, do you have two things you are deciding between? Like, should I do this or should I do this? How many options are there? That would be helpful to let me know. I love the conversation that's going on in the chat. So nice to... Thanks, Mira. Thank you. Just waiting to see if Elena will respond. I'm going to pull an oracle card for Elena and then see if she answers my question. So this oracle message is for Elena. The keyword is home. Home. I feel a sense of grounding, comfort. Knowing, I mean, there's a lot of metaphors, there's a lot of expressions around this, but You are exactly where you need to be at this time. You are exactly where you need to be at this time. Okay, so let's go to Elena. Yes, I have finished my project and now deciding for the next one. So far, there are two options and it makes me anxious. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw a card for A and you decide what A is. So right now you say, okay, A is option, this is option A. Okay, so name that. And then option B, and then we'll do some clarifying cards for A and for B. With that oracle card coming up, I'm going to say that a move wouldn't be necessary. You are home. You are where you need to be. But then on the other hand, home is where the heart is. So let's just see what comes up here. Okay. All right. So Elena, this is A. This is B. And I'm just going to draw a couple of other cards for A and for B. Okay. So the energy around A is passionate. It is energetic. It is inspiring to others. It could also be slightly annoying to people who like to be still. It could feel revolutionary. It could feel, some people are not comfortable with this degree of energy. The energy of B is slower. It is yet unknown. It is something that has tremendous potential. It could grow into anything. So the seed here is ready to plant, and I can see that roots have already started to grow. Right? So that the feeling is quite different. Now, what else do we know about A? We know that the energy of A will take you to great heights. Now, it's really interesting. So the other cards for A are the Knight of Swords and Strength. And what I'm feeling with Strength underneath the Knight of Swords is that it will require a tremendous amount of energy to sustain this. You will need to dig deep and know that when we are in a fiery transformation, what somebody else had a reading about this earlier, about managing anger and things. It takes a lot of work to manage fire, to manage fiery energy. And then with the King of Swords underneath there, so this is all active masculine energy in the A. So it feels, while the King of Swords is peaceful and wise, and perhaps this is an aspect of yourself that is able to manage this youthful, powerful, ongoing energy. There's something missing here, though. There's some, just be careful you don't burn yourself out. That's what A feels like. And then B, that starts with the Ace of Pentacles. The other two cards are really challenging. So you've got 5 and 7 of Swords. I want to say to protect your idea. It is quite possible that someone could steal your idea. The intellectual property could be taken. So it is really important that you take the time to cultivate, as you are cultivating this, I mean, look at this crow here cawing so loudly. I want to encourage you to keep your idea under wraps for the time being. Also, so 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords. Don't push too hard. It feels also with these two cards that there's a lack of focus. And the Ace of Pentacles requires focus. It requires some alone time, some quiet time. And I want to say time for healing. It wants to be connected to nature. And so why is the B option so taxing on the mind? It feels as if with the A option, you've kind of got it figured out. And so with the B option, there's still a lot that needs to be figured out in the planning. Okay, and then go back to the Oracle, and the Oracle says, you are home. So what does that mean to you? Paulina says, A is a big one. B seems regular and maybe boring. Yeah, this is tough. This is tough. Okay, so give it some thought, and you can use that as a starting point for further inquiry. You could pull some cards for the 5 and 7 of Pentacles. Sorry, 5 and 7 of Swords to get clarification on that as well too in a couple of days. You can ask yourself whether you have the physical and mental energy to carry option A through. Okay. All right, so the next reading is for Joel. All right, Joel, did you have a general reading for higher self? Okay, we will do that. Joel, I'm going to pull a card from the Alchemist's Oracle instead of the Wild Woman Enchanted, unless you want a card from the Wild Woman Enchanted. This reading is for Joel. Let us all hold space. Surround Joel with light as we seek guidance for him at this time. Thanks, Christina. So this is for Joel. Right here. Right here. That feels very crown chakra. Very crown chakra. Okay. Illuminated. Illuminated by spirit. And Joel, one of the things that I'm sensing here is the whole idea of simplicity. Simplicity. Choosing simplicity. Not overcomplicating things. What is the easiest way for yourself at this time to emerge easily? Easily. Let's stop overcomplicating things. And then we pull the Seven of Wands. I said, let's stop overcomplicating things. And then we pull the Seven of Wands. Okay. Seven of Wands, Fool, Queen of Wands. Okay, so this fire is definitely in alignment with the astrological energy that's going on right now. I hear you underqualified, no experience. Do you remember taking on something bigger? Okay, so I should finish that sentence. A few moments ago, I was sensing that there are people on the fringe. There are people in the background who have been lurking. It's much like people who lurk, and YouTube for extended periods for years before they finally come into the chat. I feel like there's an aspect of your life where you have been a lurker and you've been waiting and wanting and watching. You've been wanting to participate, you've been wanting to engage, but for some reason you have been hanging back in the background. And so the Fool here, stepping forth towards a project passion, a passion project, towards I feel more that it's along the lines of an underrepresented group. You could step into a leadership position, defending the rights, helping people to know their own power. It's almost as if, because I know you had a job and then you didn't have the job and you left the job, and a lot of the readings we've been doing lately are about your work. My sense is that there is a nonprofit organization that is looking for a young, passionate leader, and that in your heart that there is a cause, maybe there's more than one cause that you would love to work with, work for, stand up for. And so I can see you going in. So this is what I was saying earlier. I can see you approaching this and you are going, oh my God, I have no experience. I've never done this before. Are they even going to talk to me? But you have so much passion and energy and potential that of course they're going to see you. And maybe you will go in in some, I don't know, volunteer capacity for a little while. And maybe there's a reason that I was talking about somebody else about burning through karma and selfless service. But then very quickly, you ascend to a major leadership role where you know your heart, where you know your potential, and you turn into this. So the Queen of Wands is this beautiful blend of energy between fire and water, right? So your masculinity is empowered by the softness of your femininity, and your femininity is empowered by your strong fire. It's like, I don't know, it feels, I want to encourage you to think big and to follow your heart in this. Okay, so the oracle deck is is by Lauren Aletta. It's called the sorry, I'm drawing a blank. This one also might not be available right now. It comes out of Australia. It's a really beautiful deck. Somebody will know it. You can put it into the chat. Her tarot deck is the Lumina Tarot, and this is the Connected and Free Alchemist Oracle. That's this card. And then the tarot deck, somebody's probably already put it into the chat because I'm so slow, is this one. This Might Hurt tarot deck. Okay. All right, Joel, some food for thought. Food for thought. All right, and our last reading today is going to be for Christina. Christina, have you been here before? Is this your first time on my channel? I'm just trying to place you. You're welcome, Joel. Okay, Christina. Let me scroll on down. I'll find Christina's name. Oh, that's lovely to hear. Thank you for sharing that, Ruchi. Confirmation. Okay, Christina, how can I motivate myself? All right, let's go back to Wild Woman Enchanted. Joel, that makes perfect sense. First time, Christina. Well, welcome. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card for Christina, and then we will pull some cards to deepen our understanding. About why she's not been able to motivate herself. So this is for you. Oh, well, this is all powerful. This is about, so the key word is forgiveness. And I want to say that this is about forgiveness, not just forgiveness of others, but forgiveness of self. The reason you have not been able to motivate yourself is because you've been holding on. Well, let's turn this the other way. Let's say if you were able to forgive yourself, to release. So there's an energy of release and letting go that is required. So that, like, you're not able to burst forth out of the racing gate until you unpack something. So once you unpack something, you'll feel a lot better and be able to go forward. Okay. Let's pull 3 tarot cards for Christina. Tarot doesn't mess around, does it? I feel like we're circling right back to the very first reading for Ruchi. This is so important, Christina. And I say this to many of you, anybody who watches this in the playback. The unconditional love for self, the ability to release and let go of things, of the unforgivable things we have done, no matter how small they are or how long ago they happened. It's so important. And if you need help, if you need tools, if you need a teacher, please reach out. There's lots of spiritual teachers around who can help you with the process of letting go and releasing. And this 3 of Swords card speaks so loudly to articulating that which you have not been able to say. And of course, you can say it aloud to the moon. You can say it aloud to God. You can saying it aloud is important, much more effective than writing it in a journal. But saying it aloud to another human or saying it aloud to yourself in the mirror again and again. We need, in order to grow, in order to expand, in order to move forward. So the 3s are about going forward. We have to release, we have to let go. And there is so much profound connection between the forgiveness card and the 3 of Swords. I am whole. I am complete. I am all of those things in my past are a part of who I am. And without them, I wouldn't be who I am. Hey there, Scott. Welcome. Okay, so I feel like I don't need to draw any more cards, but I'll pull 2 more for you. You have sequential cards here, 3 of Swords and then 4 of Swords. So 3 of Swords is the release, 4 of Swords is the restoration. This is not easy. This is not easy. It's not easy at all. And so once you're able to go through that process, there's a need for peace and quiet and self-care and space, so that to move forward, there needs to be a foundation of peace created. Does that make sense? And then off you go. So the Ace of Wands is the ace of initiation. It's the ace of inspiration. It's the ace of bursting forward into something bright and beautiful. But I think what you needed to hear what you needed to hear today is that this is what's holding you back from this is this. And I know it's hard. It's hard. So I suggest you seek out a group, you seek out somebody to support you. It takes time to let go of these things. And maybe you've done counseling over the years, but perhaps now you are ready in a new way to let go and embrace your past, right? So I wish you lots of light and love, and know that this little group is always here. Okay. So yeah, Aisha says it for the group. Hugs to you, Christina. So I want to thank you all for being here today. It was lovely reading for you. And what's coming up on my channel? Let me just tell you. Um, we are still doing a deck deep dive of the Margaret Peterson Tarot. So that's continuing tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And Friday, I'm going to carry on with part 2 of different tarot reading styles. I had a lot of fun last Friday doing that, despite the internet dropping halfway through. If you were on last Friday, or if you didn't see it, make sure you look in the timestamps below, because I put timestamps where the different reading styles are. So we have 4 new reading styles on Friday. I also have an announcement. So I'm teaching quite a few tarot courses. And these tarot courses, I've always wanted to put the content of these tarot courses into a book. I have a lot of content, but I need some time. I need to go away on a writer's retreat and to actually put all of this content that I have into a publication. So what I have decided is that the course that is going across the screen right now, so that'll be the penultimate course. And then I'm also teaching one in January 2023. And then after that, I will not be teaching any live classes for some time. Just so I'll still do once a week on YouTube or something, but I'm going to be taking some time off to do some writing. So yes, if you're interested in taking a live class with me, there's a couple more opportunities available, and then there's going to be a big gap. And I want to say these two might be the last 2 live classes. So I just wanted to let you know what I was thinking with that. Anyway, yeah. So, we're learn Lenormand. So Lenormand is still going on. We're having lots of fun with that as well too. And some of these are membership features on my channel, but the interactions have been really good. And so that the journey is, the readings are getting easier. I won't say that. Everybody today was saying how hard it is, but it's great. It's been really good practice to do this every week, and we have consistent people showing up, and we're learning new techniques every week. So I hope you can join me in some way. If not, I'm here Tuesdays and Fridays, and those are public live streams. I just want to say on Friday. So Friday evening, I am doing a special unlisted Zoom live for the mantra group. I have another channel. It's called Yoga with Sadhana. And I've been doing a mantra series. And on Friday, I'm doing a special Zoom event, and I'm going to teach a mantra. I'm going to answer your questions about mantra live. So you can join a live stream chat, and I will record it. So it'll be unlisted on my yoga channel as well too. And if you're not part of that mantra series and you're interested in mantra, you can just send me an email. Okay. So info at integrativehealingwithsadhana.com is my email. Okay. Take good care, and hopefully I will see some of you. Oh, and tomorrow night in the Facebook group as well too. I'm live streaming a lot. Anyway, bye for now.